Welcome back to the Gaming Castle. Today, we are going to be doing the gadgets for our series, going through every single weapon, gadget, passive, and smart ring in the game. Yesterday, if you haven't checked it out, I made a video about all the weapons in Moko. If you have any questions about those, definitely would check that video out. And today we're going to be doing the gadgets. So yeah, let's get into the video. Alright, so the first three that we're going to be doing here is we got the Splash Heal, we've got Smart Fireworks, and we've got Boombox. So with these three, basically starting with Splash Heal, it heals you and all your allies in a certain area. And it can be really good, especially on rifts, keeping everybody alive. It's always kind of nice to just, pass along some healing too in the worlds. It's always appreciated when you run into somebody with a splash heal. And then, we got Smart Fireworks. So Smart Fireworks, they, are, basically like what the name suggests. It does area damage, and it kind of blasts enemies around you. There's no targeting in Moko, so that's kind of something to keep in mind, that, there's no real targeting, but they do usually do a really good job, well, a decent job, I guess I should say, trying to pick the targets you want. But the thing with these is it has a really long cooldown. Like, 20 seconds is a long cooldown, especially if you're doing versus, something like that. But it gives you a ton of burst damage. So, the Smart Fireworks gives you a ton of burst damage, but the trade-off is that it's a really long cooldown. And then we have Boombox. So, Boombox is, similar to Splash Heal. It does, it's similar to Splash Heal in that it does damage to the enemies around you, instead of healing you and your allies. So it's kind of similar to Splash Heal, but it also does a stun for non-boss monsters, which can be really nice. And so yeah, like that's a really nice thing about the Boombox. The other nice thing about it is it has a relatively short cooldown, which, I mean, we're not talking about smart rings here, but since this is gadgets, I feel like I should introduce you to the time ring, which reduces the gadget cooldown, and also increases gadget damage, and then also the explosive ring, which does gadget damage, increases there's a chance that your gadget will do 3 times damage. It's basically, how explosive ring works. So these two paired together can be really good, if you're running, a gadget, you want to do a gadget-centric build, such as, if you're trying to get the medicine ball done. So let's hop into, crowd control, and we can showcase these three off. Oh, that's not crowd control. Here's crowd control. Okay, so we'll showcase these three off in crowd control. I don't know if I'll be able to clear this, but, just to kind of give you a sense of these. Another thing to think about strategically with gadgets is, since they're all cooldown based, the faster that you use them, the more times you're going to get to use them in the match. So it's kind of trying to find that balance between trying to find the right timings to use them, and just using them to keep that resource of time on the cooldowns, going down. So that's really the that's really the strategic element with gadgets. So this time I'm just kind of running let's use everything as soon as it comes off cooldown strategy. You know, maybe on another grouping, I'll show you kind of more of a timing-based strategy with your gadgets, but this can honestly be very effective, you know, even in versus situations, because this is kind of like maximizing your damage output, you know, by just like, you know, especially with something like with Medicine Ball, where I just don't have a lot of damage coming from the weapon. The gadgets and passives can actually kind of make up for that. So, like, as much as I rag on the Medicine Ball, you can kind of use the gadget damage to still clear stuff. So, I don't think we're going to clear this. But, you know, like, my gadgets have just kept me alive, you know, as I've been kind of just kiting this whole wave. I haven't been as effective as possible, since I'm just kind of trying to showcase. Let's see if I can finish this. Alright. Oh man, they just get so dangerous when they're like this. Oh my days, after the 2 minutes. Ooh, okay. I think I can clear this. I think I can clear it. Let's go. Let's go, boys. Yes. Yes. Alright, so that's your first grouping. Splash Heal, Smart Fireworks, and Boombox. See you guys back for second grouping. Alright, so now we got the second grouping here. Starting us off with the Vitamin Shot. So Vitamin Shot is this is a reach. Probably most of you guys don't know what StarCraft is, but it's sort of like Stem Pack in StarCraft. Basically, what it does, I mean, except, you know, of course, Stem Pack hurts you instead of heals you. But so what it does, tangent aside, is it increases your attack speed, and it heals you and your pets. This is honestly the strongest gadget in the game. Just best healing, really, really solid self-healing thing. So, you know, obviously not a support thing, but just most of your builds you want to be running Vitamin Shot. Really good to just get that attack speed increase and the heal increase. Probably needs a nerf on the heal increase, just to, like, put it more in line with the other gadgets. So then we got the Monster Taser, next one. So this one does a, single target damage, and, it does a lot of single target damage. And it also stuns non-boss monsters, which can be really, really good in battle. It's best when you're just fighting one guy. The other really powerful thing about this is if you see that cooldown, 5 seconds base, and then you can get that even shorter with the time ring. So, really quick cooldown. With that, you really want to be using it as soon as it comes off cooldown, every single time, because that's just gonna increase your damage output so much. And then Pepper Spray. This is another really, really good gadget, but it's very high skill. If you guys have played Brawl Stars, it's very similar to Emz's attack. Think of Emz's attack and super put together. So it sprays and deals damage where you see the spray the most, but then it also slows enemies down, so it can give you a lot of distance. So just to showcase this, I'm going to go over to the speed shot, keep everything else in the build the same, and we'll go in and do another dojo. Maybe we'll try Helping Hands, just to showcase these 3. So that's the Vitamin Shot. See, that's getting me to that speed zone quicker. And then that's the Pepper Spray. Is just, if I keep that in that zone, I'm going to be doing a lot of extra damage. See, that one hit 5,000. So, because, like, that's the critical hit chance. So, these 3, can deal a ton of damage. Like, now the 2 guys who are my Helping Hands have died, but I do have chickens distracting still. And yeah, so, like, this build is really giving a lot of just a lot of damage output, like, through the gadgets. And that's one of the cool things about Moko, once you have all the stuff unlocked, is there's a ton of customization that you can do as far as your build. And, you know, obviously this is a gadget-centric build, a gadget-centric video, but that's one of the really cool things about this game, and, like, something that I think is going to take a long time to get fleshed out is just how many builds there are and how much variety there is. I think that's one of the things that Supercell did, like, the best with this game, is just, like, even just base, like, the base game, there's so many different possibilities of what you can do, and, I mean, it's really cool. But yeah, so that's these three groupings is kind of like a heal with the vitamin shot, best heal, I would say, in the game, and then, like, M Super Plus gadget, or, M Super Plus attack with the pepper spray, and then, just a lot of single target damage, with the monster taser. So, yeah, that's these three gadgets. I don't think we're gonna be able to clear this, but, you know, we're gonna try and do the best we can. But yeah, so, like, obviously, like, those chickens, especially with the, you know, we'll go over this more in the next two videos, but, like, especially with the smart rings, like, you can just do a lot, with tanking, with those. But yeah, alright, so I'll see you guys back for the third set. Alright, so, this third set, we've got, we're gonna start bottom left again. So we got the Snow Globe. Snow Globe, does a ton of area damage, which, you know, makes it really good when paired with these gadgets. And just to showcase this, I'm gonna throw, Unstable Lightning on, which gives a chance for extra damage from your gadgets. And then, Life Jacket, protects you and any of your pets temporarily. And then when the shield ends, it explodes and deals area damage, stunning non-boss monsters, which, again, can be very strong. And then our last gadget in this lineup is the Multi-Zapper. So, really good against single targets like the Monster Taser, but has increased flexibility because it's 12 zaps. So, you can damage a little bit up to 12 enemies and also stuns non-boss monsters. So, you know, but thing to keep in mind with this, kind of going over cooldowns too, longer cooldown on the Multi-Zapper, 18 seconds, 15 seconds on Life Jacket, and Snow Globe actually has one of the longest cooldowns in the game, 30 seconds. So Snow Globe, you really, that's where the strategy really comes in, because it is a very powerful ability, but, it's on cooldown for a lot. So, you know, you really gotta weigh whether you want to save that for critical timing, or if you want to just have it up as much as possible and deal as much as possible damage-wise. So for this, I'm going to switch over to Wolf Stick. I think that's going to pair very well with the Life Jacket, because obviously our Wolf will also get the Life Jacket, and any chickens that spawn will get the Life Jacket. We're going to be doing a ton of splash damage, so we're going back to crowd control to showcase these three, right here. Alright, so, charging up the Wolf, just doing, slowing everybody down, dealing damage. Now we're going to proc that, Life Jacket, you know, just blast everybody away, trying to distract as much as possible. Now everybody's chasing me, trying to get the Wolf back up. There we go, Wolf's back up, and, I'm not sure if we're ready for this grouping, but, it is what it is. We got a kite. So, yes, you're seeing that extra damage, extra bonus damage, things like that. Honestly, my phone's kind of struggling to keep up. But, yeah, so, like, it This is a really solid build. Oh man, I should be using my dash more, and we would be doing better. But yeah, so this kind of gives you a sense of these three. I think I like running Snow Globe. Some people don't like Snow Globe. I think it's a pretty good one. But, you know, some people in the community think that cooldown might be a little too long. It might be. I mean, it might need a little bit of a buff. That could be nice. But yeah, so that's these three. And then let's see if we can clear this. I kind of want to clear it. Oh yeah, I really need to get... Okay, didn't get it. But, anyway, so that's those three. Yeah, so we'll be showcasing the next grouping. Alright, so we're into the next grouping. So we've got Spicy Dagger, which, this is a really interesting one. Basically really good for, single targets. And it dashes you towards the enemy. And then the enemy that gets hit by the Spicy Dagger takes 25% more damage from weapons, gadgets, passive, and pets temporarily. Then we got Explosive 6-pack. Another really fun one. This is an additional dash. You get to, like, ride a jetpack and carpet bomb the area that's under you. Which, you know, that's just, it's fun. And then we got Super Loud Whistle, which taunts your enemies. This is another really interesting gadget. It taunts enemies around you, heals you, but the catch is your enemies do more damage to you. So, can be really good with a tank build. Yeah, so, cooldown-wise, 12 seconds on this, so pretty quick. Explosive 6-pack, even quicker, 10 seconds. And then Spicy Dagger, 10 seconds, also, so pretty quick as well. So for this guy, we'll run Jaded Blades, you know, get a bit of a quest done, and, yeah, let's get into, I'm thinking going back to Helping Hands for this, seeing what we can do here with this build. Yeah, so this is the 4th set now. So as you can see, now he's taking extra damage. Now he's taunted. He should be taunted on me. And then, blasting away like that. Now he's focused on me. Okay. And then, oh boy, now we gotta dash away. So as you can see with this build, like, I have a lot of dashes. So I'm, like, super mobile. Which again, you know, like, that's one of the cool things about Moko is, like, you can play this game so many different ways once you have everything unlocked. And with this build, I have a ton of dashes, so, like, now I can dash away, I can kind of heal myself over here with that, Super Loud Whistle, and then come back in and engage as I'm healing up, and, like, alright, now I, like, kind of need some healing, and then I can dash back in, and Super Loud Whistle, to give healing, you know. So you can play around it. Super Loud Whistle's healing isn't great, but it's something. So you know, it can be beneficial, in some situations. It can be really good for getting projects done, honestly. Like, projects where you need to protect, friendly things in the worlds. This can be really beneficial. Or, like, mini slimes. Mini slimes are so much easier to farm. Honestly, I'm just gonna go over and show you guys this, because if you don't know, like, mini slimes can be so annoying to deal with, to try and, like, farm them. But, like, if you just have the Super Loud Whistle and are able to taunt guys, it can just, like, make it so much easier to farm. Oh man, there's a ladybug here. Alright, well, no, maybe this isn't the best as far as, introducing you to that, but yeah, so, like, just go around the mini slimes, throw that Super Loud Whistle on, and just watch everybody, you know, get attracted to you, in the game and be able to kill monsters easier that way. So yeah, there you go. Last couple gadgets to go at this point. Alright, so this is our last couple. So there's, I guess, 14 gadgets in the game. So we got Revitalizing Mist, pretty quick cooldown on that. A lot of burst healing. So burst healing for you or for someone around you, and it's kind of like the smart fireworks where there's auto targeting with it. You know, it will prioritize you if you're low health, but that's kind of something to keep in mind with Revitalizing Mist. And then we got really cool sticker. So again, longer cooldown. And basically it gives your weapon and pets deal extra damage for a little bit. So it's sort of like a damage boost, which can be solid. So for this, I also wanted to do it in versus, to showcase these, because another thing I didn't tell you all about the gadgets, is that, you know, little bonus tip for those who stuck around, is they don't deal their stuns to, bosses or other hunters in versus. So you can stun non-boss monsters, but not other players in the versus. So that's kind of another thing to keep in mind. Just like when you're running gadgets in versus, that they don't stun. So that's why smart fireworks, I think, can be really good in like solo versus or just versus in general, because it's a ton of like splash damage all at once. So yeah, it's just kind of something to keep in mind. So yeah, like you can see that burst healing from the Revitalizing Mist, and then the bonus damage as I build up my chicken army. And now we got this guy over here that we're fighting, but we can't stun him. We cannot stun him with this Boombox. It'll deal damage, but it won't stun. And I'm not getting stunned or slowed down by that pepper spray. So that's kind of another thing to keep in mind there, is that you're not, you know, you can't do, lost there. But yeah, you know, you can't stun people with your gadgets. Just something to keep in mind there. So yeah, we're gonna run out the end of this versus, and then we will close out this video. But yeah, so that's all the gadgets in Moko. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. All those things are great. I really do appreciate it. Really happy with the channel growth so far. Like, it's been, you know, I've only really been doing this for a month, and we're already over 50 subscribers. So thank you guys so much for that. And yeah, just like yeah, thanks a lot for that. It's definitely been fun. Looking forward to continuing my YouTube journey and learning journey of being a content creator. I would recommend, you know, just some free advice that, like, if you're thinking about trying YouTube or trying something else out in life, like, just give it a shot. Like, it's just fun to try new things, I think. And, you know, you learn a lot. So I would just recommend, if you're thinking, you know, you got some, because I thought about doing YouTube for a while, and then I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it, gonna give it a shot, and so far it's been going great. So yeah, I'd just say, like, give it a shot, you know, talk about whatever, find your niche, and you start making videos. I mean, it's slow going, but, you know, the very few people just, like, go viral all of a sudden. And, like, even if you go viral in one video, that doesn't mean, like, you know, you're gonna be good long-term YouTube. So, you know, there's, oh, look at this, we're able to spin off with this guy. Oh, yeah, Anybody remember Beyblades back in the day? Leave a comment down below if you remember Beyblades back in the day. Fun times. But yeah, so that's all the gadgets. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. We did great in that match. So, see you guys next time.